The 90s were a golden age for snack time, where the toughest decision of the day was choosing between a sugary Pop-Tart or a rainbow-colored snack pack. From candy-coated drinks to quirky snack combos, here's a look at 15 deliciously forgotten treats that should totally make a comeback. Growing up in the 90s meant surfing the internet on those AOL discs, watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Saved by the Bell, and playing GoldenEye on your N64. And when it came to snacking, we had some of the greatest choices ever known to human children, if, of course, you could convince your parents to buy them. All right, let's throw it back to a time when snacks were the real stars of our childhood. And our teeth? Oh, they're still recovering. Number 1, fruit roll-ups. Now, while the idea of fruit leather had been around since the early 1900s, because apparently people were always looking for ways to make fruit more leathery, General Mills finally gave it a glow-up in 1983 with the launch of fruit roll-ups. These chewy, colorful sheets of sugary joy were an instant hit. A few years later, they upped their game with a peel-and-play version, because why just eat your snack when you can play with it too? Kids could peel out stars, shapes, and little weird figures, assuming that they didn't just cram the whole thing in their mouth in one go. No judgment, that was probably what I did. Now, flavors like electric blue raspberry, strawberry sensation, tie-dye, and punchy peach all kept things exciting, but no matter which one you picked, your fingers were guaranteed to end up sticky. And honestly, that was kind of part of the charm. Number 2, Push Pops. Made by the Topps Company, better known for baseball cards and that weird flavorless gum that just disintegrated in your mouth, Push Pops were the ultimate 90s kids' candy flex. These sweet little cylinders of sugary goodness came in a plastic tube with a push-up stick, which basically made you feel like a candy scientist. You could snack while walking, talking, trading Pokemon cards, or pretending that you were too sophisticated to chew. Now, technically, you could save the rest for later by popping the cap back on, but let's be honest, once your drool started melting it into a sticky mess, you were finishing that thing in one gooey, glorious sitting. Number 3, PB Crisps. Released by Planters in 1992, and as a company known only for their peanuts, Planters decided to make a snack called PB Crisps because, well, it was the 90s. PB Crisps were made of a crispy graham cracker cookie shell in the shape of a peanut with peanut butter cream filling. As kids watched cartoons all across America, commercials for PB Crisps were running in between these cartoons, and soon enough, they were begging their parents to buy them some. I know I was. Now, PB Crisps came in original flavors of peanut butter, chocolate, and strawberry jelly. Now, Planters discontinued PB Crisps in 1996, but since then, there have been some fans of the snack crying for Planters to bring them back, but those cries, very few and far between, and will likely never see PB Crisps again. Number 4, Fruit String Thing. Yeah, in July of 1994, a new fruit snack from General Mills hit store shelves called Fruit String Thing. This snack had the texture of any other fruit snack, just in the form of a string that would be laid out in fun designs on a sheet of cardboard that kids would then peel off and turn the snack into any form they wanted. They could braid it, tie it, loop it, and generally play with it until they would eventually eat it. Fruit String Thing came in many designs and flavors over the years, but the mainstays were strawberry, cherry, berry, and blue. This playable fruit snack made it out of the 90s, but by 2002, Fruit String Thing was discontinued and long gone. Number 5, Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape. First released in 1988, Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape took the 90s by storm. This 6-foot-long coil of gum was basically playground gold. If you had a roll, you were instantly elevated to legend status. Not only was it tasty, but it had a slightly sour coating that made your mouth tingle the second you bit into it. The plastic container was low-key genius, too. You could bite off a chunk, snap it shut, and then save the rest for later. But, of course, let's be real. You said you'd save it, but odds are you just shoved the entire roll in your mouth like a sugar-crazed chipmunk. Hey, no regrets. Number 6, Squeezits. Squeezits were basically the juice box that said, "I'm too cool for your regular drink." These little plastic bottles with twist-off caps were packed with neon liquid that you'd squirt straight into your mouth, immediately turning your tongue and lips into a vibrant, tongue-in-cheek work of art. Each flavor had its own wild personality, like Rockin' Red Puncher or Grumpy Grape, because even juice needed to have an attitude. It was the 90s. Some versions even came with a mystery powder, allowing you to perform a mad scientist experiment and change the flavor and color on demand. It was part drink, part DIY lab project, and all sugar-fueled chaos. Seriously, we were all just trying to avoid a sugar crash by the time recess ended. Number 7, Lunchables. Lunchables, brought to you by Oscar Mayer, the first and last name bologna, hit supermarket shelves in 1988. Originally designed to boost lunch meat sales, Lunchables quickly exploded into a cultural phenomenon. They had their own mascots, merchandising tie-ins, and even spin-off products. Kids loved them because they were convenient and gave them the illusion of independence at lunchtime. Parents loved them because, hey, they didn't have to make the sandwiches. And honestly, no one was too worried about nutrition in the 1990s anyway. Number 8, Butterfinger BBs. Ooh, one of my favorites. Released in 1992, Butterfinger BBs were mini Butterfinger balls that were covered in chocolate and fueled by a Simpsons-backed ad campaign. They were a movie theater snack dream until they melted all over your hands like a chocolate disaster. After 14 sweet years, they got discontinued in 2006. Why? Well, Nestle decided to swap them out for something less delicious. Rude, right? Number 9, Shark Bites. In 1991, Shark Bites, brought to you by the same people who brought you fruit roll-ups, first swam onto supermarket shelves. They were a type of fruit snack with a twist. Instead of all being the same shape and flavor, each package had a variety of sharks, each shaped and flavored differently. Now, there was even a super rare great white shark, which was all white and tasted extra delicious, probably just because of the placebo effect of rarity. But that didn't stop kids from losing their minds when they found one. Number 10, Bug Pops. Millie's Bug Pops, popsicles with these little gummy bugs in them, were created as a tie-in to the animated cartoon Timon and Pumbaa. It was a mix of popsicles and gummy candy all in one, and it made kids feel like they were actually eating bugs in the grossest, most delightful way possible. They didn't last long on the market, but for those that remember them, they were a core childhood memory. Number 11, Kid Cuisine. Debuting on supermarket shelves in 1990, Kid Cuisine was a line of frozen dinners made exclusively for kids. It came with colorful packaging, a cartoon penguin mascot, and usually a brownie that somehow came out hotter than the sun. Each meal had a main dish, a side dish, and a dessert, and you could even mix and match your favorites to create the ultimate dinner tray. They were quick, easy, and even though they didn't all taste great, we all still loved them. Number 12, Warheads. Ugh. Now, though they were created in Taiwan as early as 1975, Warheads weren't imported to the U.S. until 1983, and they didn't catch on until the early 90s. That was when they became a full-fledged playground obsession. The sour coating on the outside was enough to make your face pucker so hard it felt like your jaw might snap off. But once you get past that, they were actually pretty sweet. Literally. They came in flavors like lemon, green apple, watermelon, and black cherry. Kids would dare each other to eat multiples at once, proving once again that childhood is the most dangerous time of your life. Number 13, Doritos 3D. No one likes a flat Dorito, or at least that's what the brand was thinking when Doritos 3D debuted in 1998. These puffy air-filled versions of that classic chip came in flavors like nacho cheese, jalapeno cheddar, and zesty ranch. They had a satisfying crunch that was somewhere between a chip and a cracker. They were like little flavor grenades in your mouth and came in some futuristic-looking tubes that made you feel like you were snacking in the year 3000. Now, sadly, these were discontinued in the mid-2000s, but fans have been clamoring for their return ever since. I'm one of them. Number 14, Sprinkle Spangle cereal. Dropping in the mid-90s, Sprinkle Spangle cereal from General Mills featured star-shaped cereal covered in colorful sprinkles. The mascot was a genie, voiced by Dom DeLuise, who would grant your wish for sprinkle-covered cereal in every bite. Now, while it didn't last long due to poor sales and changing breakfast trends, it still remained a cult favorite. In fact, it even inspired DIY recipes from fans who want to recreate it at home. And number 15, Sonic the Hedgehog pasta. Sonic the Hedgehog made his debut on Sega gaming systems in 1991, and by 95, the character was famous enough to receive the ultimate celebrity honor, his own brand of canned spaghetti and meatballs. Each can had pasta shaped like Sonic and his pals swimming in tomato sauce. It was produced by Franco-American, the same company that made SpaghettiOs. It may not have been gourmet, but this was a meal fit for a hedgehog. The 90s were a golden age of snacks, bold flavors, wild shapes, and all the sugar that you can handle. If you're craving a taste of the past, and maybe a sugar rush, just remember those snacks will forever hold a special place in our hearts and in our snack cabinets. All right, snack lovers, let me know what your go-to 90s snack is. Drop it in the comments below, and hey, don't forget to hit that like button if you had a serious love affair with like fruit roll-ups or push pops or something else. And hey, if you want to keep the snack nostalgia rolling, be sure to subscribe for more throwbacks. We'll catch you in the next one, and stay snacktastic.